Guys, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Blessing, and in this tutorial I'll be sharing with you how to make this beautiful snatched waist Bubu gown. I actually have a related video on how to make a snatched waist jumpsuit, which is the same way in making this Bubu gown, just that was a jumpsuit and this is a Bubu. Okay, so I'm going to be using this pattern paper to draft out just a sketch to make you guys understand how to achieve this. So the link is in the description box on how to make a snatched waist Bubu gown. If you have seen that video before, you will not find it difficult in achieving this Bubu at all, okay, because it is almost the same procedure, just that it's a Bubu and this is a jumpsuit. So I'm going to start by measuring the neckline. So I'm using this pattern to measure out just for the front piece alone. Okay, so I've marked out 3 inches wide because I'm going to be using human measurement. 3 inches wide, and the depth can be 7 inches for the neck depth. Then I marked out a V neckline. So now I went ahead to mark out my waist line, no, my under bust line. Okay, I went ahead to measure my under bust. Then I went ahead to mark out my waist line. Okay, you can see because the pleat is actually between the under bust and the waist. So now we can go ahead and take our body measurement. Okay, so your body measurement divided by 4 is what you'll be marking. So the next line I'm going to be drafting out is going to be my hip line. Okay, so I'm also going to take my body measurement on the hip line. So I'm just labeling my under bust, waist and hip. All right, so I'm going to connect them like so. So you take your body measurement divided by 4. Then on the shoulder line, you are going to measure your shoulder measurement first. Okay, measure your shoulder measurement. Then from your shoulder measurement, you measure out your arm opening. Okay, how wide you want the sleeve. That's the part that will come out for your hand. You're going to measure how open you want it to be. Then you connect like so. The next thing we are going to do now is to add our extra measurement, which is going to form our pleat. So now you can go ahead and add up to 6 inches or 8 inches. Okay, so for the jumpsuit, I added 6 inches. Okay, so you can as well use your 6 inches and you can as well use your 8 inches. So now that we have added extra 6 inches from your body measurement, you are going to extend from the shoulder as well, okay, to the part where your arm is going to be fit. If you like, you can make it fit, and if you like, you can make it wide. So from that part now you can have your curve like this for your arm opening. So now the initial line we have before will no longer be needed because of the 6 inches extra that we've added. So the next thing we are going to do now is to divide these lines into different segments in such a way that our 6 inches is going to come out. So on your human measurement you can use 2 inches, so that by the time you have 2 inches like this, your first 2 inches measured out, that part we are going to sew. The next 2 inches we are going to leave it without sewing. You measure another 2 inches, we are going to sew. So the part I'm shading are the part we are going to sew. Okay, then that line will serve as our next 2 inches, which we are going to be leaving without sewing. Then the next 2 inches we are going to sew. And this is just a simplified method of achieving this Bubu. So by the time we calculate this 3 shaded part, we have our 6 inches back, which is going to help us snatch the waist back, and we'll have achieved our style. Okay, so don't forget you are going to be sewing just from the under bust down to the waistline, or somewhere below the waist a little. All right, so I'm going to be using this fabric to sew. Okay, I'm just going to redraft on the fabric again for more clarity. Then I'm going to sew so I can see what we are going to achieve. Okay, this is just a little fabric. This is just like a miniature body for a miniature size we are going to be making. Okay, so I'm going to be folding like this. The first one you see that is a bit extended will serve as the back piece because the Bubu has a zipper at the back. Okay, but if you don't want your own zipper to be at the back, you can as well put it by the side. So I'm going to be opening this up because we are going to assume that the zipper is going to be at the back. Okay, as time goes on, we'll actually open the front piece as well. Okay, but it's actually to your preference. Okay, it's not compulsory. So I'm going to measure the neck depth and also the neck width, which is V neckline. Then this other one is going to serve as our back neckline. That is 1.5 inches below is okay. Then 3 inches or 3.5 inches for the width is very okay. Okay, so the next thing we are going to mark now is our under bust line. Don't forget, just like we did. So for this one, I'm measuring both my waist, my under bust, okay, then my hip. Okay, so I'm marking out my body measurement first, your actual body measurement. Okay, so the lines we have is our bust, our under bust and waist. I take it again, our bust, our under bust, waist and the hip line. Those are the lines that we have over there. So now we have taken our actual body measurement. Now we can add our extension of 6 inches. Okay, so your extension of 6 inches will basically be from your actual body measurement. So that's how you keep marking. Then you continue to connect like so until you are done with all the lines that we have. Okay, you can see what we have. So the next thing we are going to do now is to take our shoulder measurement, then our sleeve extension. Okay, you're going to mark the length of the sleeve that you have. Then from there you are going to measure your sleeve opening or your arm opening. Then you connect with a curve like so to give your arm opening. Okay, I hope you understand. Then from there you're going to do our shoulder slant like this down to the to the neck opening. So I'm going to clean this up so that you're not confused, since we are not going to be needing it again. It's just to illustrate, and I hope you have gotten that already. So the main lines are going to be left there, which is the 6 inches extra we've added already. So the one for the actual body measurement has been cleaned up so that you can have your particular measurement. So now I'm going to start dividing just the way we did on the pattern paper. Okay, so I'm going to be dividing. So for this part, since if we are not going to be opening up the center front of the center front, now we are going to be shading the first part. We are going to sew. That is if you are not going to open it up. Then the next line you leave open, the next 2 inches you shade, the next 2 inches you leave it open, and this is it. So those shaded parts are going to be sewn like a dart, not like a normal dart though. I'm going to show you how you are going to sew the dart. But if we are going to be cutting the center front open, just like I'm going to do, and the essence of cutting the center front open is because you want to get a perfect and a sharp V neckline. Okay, that is another reason for cutting the center front. So now if you are going to be cutting the center front, by the time you join that center front with a half an inch, there will not be need for you to sew the shaded part again. So now the part that was shaded will now be left unsewn, while the part that is not shaded is going to be sewn as the dart. I hope you understand. So I've cut out the necklines, then I'm going to be cutting the shoulder slant and also the arm and the sides. Okay, please, for you to get what I have said, let me repeat myself. If you are going to be cutting the center front open, the part that you shade, you are not going to sew. The part that you did not shade is where you are going to sew to give us or to make us achieve the waist or the snatched waistline. Okay, so now I'm going to be making sure that the chalk is more visible so that I can use that to transfer to the other side of the pattern on the fabric. Okay, so I'm just going to pick the front alone, then cover it up like so, then I'll put it down, then match it properly. Okay, I want to match it properly so I don't have to start drawing the lines again and again and again. So now the lines has been transferred to this other side of the fabric. Then I'll just pick my chalk and make it more visible for me to sew. So now, like I explained now, so this is the part we are going to be sewing now. I hope you are not confused. Okay, so I'm going to do that to the back as well. This is the back piece. So I marked out the zipper line out, then I shaded the part that will be sewn and the part that will not be sewn. Okay, so I'm just going to take this to the sewing machine now for us to see how it will look by the time we sew. So I've gone ahead, I'm just transferring this to every side for the front and also for the back so that I will not have to start drawing again. So the next thing we're going to do now is to take it to the sewing machine, then we'll go ahead and sew. So the shaded parts are where we're going to be sewing now. Okay, so now to the sewing machine, I'll go ahead to sew the center front first. So if you are sewing for your main body, okay, ensure you do your facing for the front. Okay, this is just for illustration, so I'll just be leaving the neckline the way it is, right? So now that I'm done sewing the center front, you will see that it has already given us one of the lines we are expected to have by the time we are done sewing the darts. So now that part will be left, then the shaded part will be picked like so. You pick it in such a way that you centralize it, okay? So that by the time you sew, both the front line and the back line is what you're going to sew, and this is how you're going to sew. You start up straight down, okay? Not that you start tying and end it tying just like we saw our normal dart. No, you're going to start up straight down. You can see what I have done, and this is how it should look like. Let it create that O. That is what is bringing out that style. Okay, let it create that O the way it is. Then I'm going to go ahead to pick the next line. That shaded part is what we are going to sew. So that plain part will be left, then the shaded part will be picked like so. Then I'll take it to the machine and sew down straight. Okay, you can see the way I'm sewing. Ensure your hand is very straight while you're sewing. Okay, so guys, if you have watched to this extent and you're yet to subscribe, please kindly do subscribe, okay, because you'll be learning a lot on this channel. I have a lot of videos already, and if you have any video requests, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, right, so that part is going to be left open. Then we'll pick the next part that was shaded, then we are going to sew again. Okay, just watch this video and also go and watch the one for the jumpsuit. You will understand very well, I promise you. All right, and if you're a returning subscriber, before I forget, thank you so much for always coming back. I sincerely do appreciate you. You can see what we have already, so I'm just going to do the other part of the camera to avoid this video to be too lengthy. You can see what we have. You can see what we are achieving. So now I'm done doing the both side for the back. Okay, so these are the back piece. I'm done doing the both side for the back, so I'm just going to go ahead and place them with the right side facing each other to sew down the zipper line. Okay, I want to sew down the zipper. I won't be attaching a zipper to it. Okay, just like I said earlier, this is just for illustration. So I'm just going to sew down the zipper line, then I'll place the front and the back together and join them so that you can see what yours should look like by the time you are making yours, whether for a miniature or for a human size. Okay, so this is the back and this is what it should look like. That part is for a zipper, don't forget. Then I'm going to be placing the front piece on top of it with the right side facing each other. Okay, you can see what we have. So the next thing we're just going to do now is to join the sides and the shoulder. Okay, this is the shoulder. I'm going to be sewing the shoulder. Don't forget to turn your necklines. Okay, the shoulder, the side, then your armhole, then the hemming. That's what you're going to do, and voila, your snatched waist bubu is ready. So this is how the wrong side is going to look like by the time you're done. Then I'm going to flip over to the right side. Okay, I'm just trying to show you very well what your dart should look like, straight down. Okay, so this is it on the right side. You can see that we have actually achieved what you have seen on the thumbnail. Okay, please guys, don't forget to give this video a giant thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Okay, don't forget to make your comments. All right, you can see how beautiful this is looking. Imagine making this for yourself in your next outfit. Okay, I'm just trying to explain here that you can make the front a little bit curved like that instead of leaving it straight, which is totally to your preference. Okay, so we have come to the end of this tutorial, and I hope you've learned something great, and I'll be waiting for you in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.